Think about the one argument in your life that never seems to get resolved, the one that repeatedly spirals out of control before you even realize what happened. Most of the time, it looks something like this: firing off a defensive text message without thinking, or sitting in a tense office standoff where nobody is actually listening to each other. This is the cover of Talkover by Umair Abbas. This book details a specific framework designed to break those exact cycles of verbal friction. We are going to translate that framework into a personalized 4-step action plan that you can use to navigate your specific conflict. Grab a pen and a piece of paper. At the very top, write down the specific topic of your recurring argument. Before we begin the steps, we have to change the objective. We are shifting the goal away from trying to win a fight and toward building a shared understanding. That is the required foundation for any peaceful resolution. Step 1 is programming the strategic pause. This is how you regulate your automatic emotional reactions. On your paper, write down the specific word, tone, or phrase the other person uses that instantly makes you feel defensive. This is your emotional tripwire. This image illustrates what happens when a tripwire is hit. The amygdala temporarily hijacks your rational processing centers. By waiting 3 seconds, your prefrontal cortex comes back online, giving you space to respond with logic. Step 2 is scripting the loop. Most people engage in pseudo-listening, treating the other person's speaking time as a waiting period to build their own counterargument. To prevent this, write down this exact script on your paper. What I'm hearing is, fill in their point, and end with, did I get that right? Let's look back at the overlapping bubbles on the Talkover cover. When you loop someone's argument back to them, you are bringing those separate sides together to prove that they are in a safe space and have been accurately heard. Giving them the opportunity to clarify any misunderstandings validates their reality. You will notice their tone soften before the conversation even moves forward. When you neutralize your own biological triggers and actively validate the other person, you remove the basic friction required for an argument to escalate. Step 3 is drafting a discovery question. This step moves the interaction from an interrogation to an exercise in curiosity. Questions that start with why inherently trigger defensiveness. If you ask, why would you do that? The other person hears judgment and shuts down. Look at any accusatory questions on your notepad, cross them out, and rewrite them to begin with what, how, or help me understand. These discovery questions do not excuse bad behavior. They reveal the context you need to solve the root problem. That brings us to step 4, filling in the clarity formula. Most conflicts are caused by vague hints and assumptions, rather than bad intentions. It is crucial to recognize the difference between being clear and being harsh. You can be direct without being rude. Structure your message using a 3-part formula: action, impact, and need. Instead of a vague accusation, you say, when meetings start late, I feel stressed because it ruins my schedule. I need us to begin on time or agree in advance to any delays. Using this rigid structure gives the other person a fair, objective piece of information to respond to. By pairing non-judgmental discovery with hyper-specific clarity, you eliminate the emotional ambiguity that typically derails hard conversations. Look at your paper. You just transformed an impending argument into a structured roadmap for dialogue. Using a formula like this might feel clinical or unnatural at first, especially during personal conversations. But this structure serves as a necessary guardrail. It prevents the discussion from falling back into an endless loop of contradiction. Your challenge now is to take this paper and deploy these exact steps in a real-world conversation within the next 48 hours. Your goal is not to win the fight. It is to become the person who lowers the temperature and raises the quality of the conversation.